Have you guys ever been to Harbor Freight? It's a combination Harbor Freight and Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You just gotta be really careful if you ask for a jigsaw. They might send you to the wrong department.
Jesus Christ. Well, guys, my apologies. We did not come up with a joke for today's episode. So we're just going to go ahead and play this clip from Dude, Where's My Car?
There you go. Dude, your dog's a stoner.
All right. Paul, how you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us.
I'm good. Thank you. Grateful nerd. How you doing?
What up?
Good. My apologies for waking you up early on this Saturday morning. I know it's a thing, right? If you record with Grateful Nerd and you hear that our time schedule when we record, everybody's like, really? First thing in the fucking morning? Aren't you guys stoners? Like, what the fuck? Sleep in or something? It's your weekend.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. Because we recorded at night, I would be like 3 joints deep for the day.
Yeah.
Passed out.
Yeah. Not remember anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we were on cultivation conversation this week, before they hit record, I took a shot of rum and the 5-hour energy at the same time.
I know, that was like, holy shit. Yeah, it was kind of surreal, man. I think for both Nerd and I, that was the podcast that we kind of first started listening to, really, within the community. So being invited on there was like it was just a freaking awesome experience. So
it's awesome.
I really enjoyed it. But Paul,
yeah,
Bearded Wood. What is the Bearded Wood? What is that mean?
So Bearded Wood is my company, right? So it all kind of started during COVID. You know, one of those COVID people who let's go make a cutting board in the garage, right? Yeah,
COVID baby. Yeah,
that was me, right? So I had recently moved into my my new house, just like weeks after the country shut down. And we were renting before, so all my tools and everything were away. I hadn't gotten to use them for years to make anything or just tinker around. So got to set my stuff up, you know, YouTube University and Reels and all social media, and popped out a cutting board or two. But I was always into cannabis, you know, in the college years, as many of us are.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was a dugout person, right? So I made myself a dugout. Happened to go to a dispensary in Mass because it was legal there at the time. It was only medical where I'm at.
Yeah.
And the person that was helping me, I had the right conversation with the right person, showed him my dugout, and Bearded Wood was kind of born. You know, the name of the business was born at that same point too. That's another story. But yeah, so I started out with dugouts, cannabis accessories, kept doing a little bit of cutting boards, and you know, just the things that people come to you with of, hey, can you make this for me? Or, you know, some are kind of crazy, some are kind of cool, but who am I to judge, right? So
yeah, I mean, it's the 8-inch wooden dildo that may be a little questionable, but hey, right?
Yeah,
that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, I'm just a dude who likes to make some stuff out of wood that people like, and they you know, they purchase it. So
I dig it.
Yeah.
So you said you had tools beforehand. Where is it kind of like it just, you're like, all right, I've got time on my hand because of COVID, we're gonna get into it, or did you kind of you know, mess with it back in the day?
So I've always been in like construction and maintenance for the most part. And so I had, you know, the basic stuff for carpenters out on a job site, you know, table saw, circular saw, stuff like that.
Okay.
And, you know, I started looking on YouTube at these things, and I'm like, oh, if I want to do that kind of cutting board, I probably need to get this tool or this bit or whatever. And and it just kind of, expanded from there. And then I was like, all right, well, I've been doing this for a while. Lumber isn't free, tools aren't free. Maybe I could start selling some of my stuff and just keep the hobby alive to, so I'm not paying out of pocket, it's paying for itself. Did that for a while.
Smart.
And then, it just kind of went from there. So it's paid for itself.
Yeah.
Bearded Wood is just me, right? I'm the admin, I'm the woodworker, I'm the janitor, I'm everything. So it's just I'm just having fun doing what I like to do, and people like what I do, so it makes it more fun for me.
Yeah. Side hustle has to be fun, or else it's just another job. That's always been my philosophy on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now
I went through a phase during the lockdowns where, because I had a 3-month-old when everything shut down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And so we needed like furniture and stuff. So I was pulling old furniture out of the attic, bringing it in the garage, and then like resurfacing it and repainting it and everything. I went through a phase of that. I'm just like dresser, armoire.
I did too. I took apart my old kids' beds and made like little nightstands. So I think we all went through that.
Now, I imagine it quickly, like you said, everything started adding up. Did you start taking up like more and more space in the garage? And the wife was like, hey, what the fuck's going on, man?
So originally it was just, a garage with, I had just moved in. So all my stuff was thrown in there. Right. So I think I had 2 sawhorses and, like 2 2x4s and tried to go with that. Right.
Yeah.
And, it evolved to like a 4x8 work table in the middle with tools on there and everywhere around. So the garage is my shop, right? And then at all the time, if you were walking, there's sawdust everywhere. It just exploded. If I go in there and then I come back in the house, you'll see footprints of sawdust and stuff. So, So, and then I took over another room in my basement for my laser engraving part of the business.
Shit.
And so I think I've officially been cut off from more areas of the house to do woodworking.
It's like you are done. Yeah. I got that talk on all my growing stuff. That was pretty much, she's like, oh yeah, you want to do this? She goes, you're limited to 1 room now, asshole. You're done.
Yeah.
So
I've gotten that talk a little bit now recently here too.
Have you?
Yeah.
It happens quick, man. I find when, you get into a hobby and you start enjoying it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, but then there's like this another like little subsection of that hobby that I can get into, but I can't have this next to my other stuff. I've got to have another section for it. So it starts spiraling pretty quickly. But I actually have something from, I believe this is your laser engraver, right? Is that what that came from?
That is, yeah. Yes, so, yes, that came out good. That was that looks pretty good.
Yeah. Still, I have it always sitting right here. I carry this around. This is what always has all my goodies on it.
Awesome.
Ended up. You made 2 of them for me. One we did on the giveaway, and it's not too far from where we are now, over with Cosmic Conch, and they came out really cool. You put you put your logo on there as well?
Yeah, my logo is on everything I do.
I dig it.
So I try to put it somewhere where people aren't staring at it. So the back or the bottom or whatever, but some people like to see it up in front if they request it. So it's just like getting over myself, you know what I mean? Because it literally is my beard. So it's like me looking at my face at every single thing I make, and stickers around the house and everything, right? So no, it's just hard for me to like this. I don't know that I'll be able to watch myself or listen to myself on the podcast.
I'll be honest with you. I don't, early on, I watched some of our videos just to try to get better, and, Nerd definitely, encouraged me with it. But yeah, I can't tell you the last time that I've watched one of our videos, or listened to one of our podcasts, just because it's one of those things like I can't do it. It's just way too strange.
I'm the opposite. Like I watch everything we put out. Yeah. Even though I've already edited it for hours and I know all the words by heart.
He's just trying to bump our views up.
Yeah, that one extra view.
One extra view.
No, I like, so I never, it's something that I never really understood, but like, 'cause I also like, I make music and I listen to my own music. I don't understand why we have this weird thing where we feel like artists can't appreciate their own art, but it's like, why am I going to make art I don't like? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
you have a lot of musicians that are like, I don't listen to my own music. It's my tortured pain I'm putting out. I'm like, no, I want to make cool shit that I want to listen to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I really don't. It's just some sort of mental block that I have.
It gives me a little confidence. I'm like, look how fucking cool we are.
Yeah.
I get to be egoist for an hour.
That's great. Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. So you've amassed all these new toys and getting all that stuff, and this is something that I definitely want to talk to you about as well, because as you know, I've recently got into whittling some stuff. I mean, I'm not looking to get into woodworking in general, but I've got some hobby blocks, so I'm working on, making my own little pipes and stuff. But that was actually one of the things before we kind of got off the woodworking talk. Not that we have to get off of it, but I want to know some kind of like, what are some basic, if somebody wanted to get into doing woodworking, what would be kind of like a good start that you would recommend someone go down the path?
I would say just start watching, videos online, YouTube. You'll quickly, the algorithm will work into your phone, right? Of all the more popular people out there. So after a couple days of searching, they'll start popping up. Watch some videos, and you don't need the biggest, baddest tool that's 10 grand. You can use the $200 one. I've got plenty of the cheaper budget tools, but once you start, I would say, and as corny as it's going to sound, safety, right? I still have mine, so I plan that way, and in a stoner world too, that's important.
Yeah.
So that's really it. Ask questions, and don't be afraid to do something, because you can always make a new one. It's just wood.
Yeah.
Unless you have that project where you spent the week at and you're 99% done and you mess it up on the last 1% and it's non-fixable, but
it's a good learning experience, I imagine. And, it kind of shows you that is the one thing that I found with doing this hobby block recently. I was so excited to do it, right? And you get going, you get cruising.
I was excited for you when I saw it. You posted it.
I love it, man. I got it right here.
Yeah.
I got it all, with pipes. From my understanding, you don't want to use stain or anything like that. It's actually leather dye is what you're supposed to be using. So that's what I ended up using with this, and I've got at least to a point where it's smokable. So I've been enjoying it here and there.
Is that the block you got from Ed Lee's?
Yeah.
God damn, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I got right to it. Did some rustication with a little Dremel.
So that was the block you posted online.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Yep. Looks like you got some talent in you.
Yeah.
I came from the cigar shop by my house.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, so it went pretty easily, but it was funny. So most of the work that I did on this, so this is briarwood. From my understanding, briarwood is decently hard on the scale of woods, and
he is.
So I didn't know how I was going to do this, right? Like, I saw some people, like, they would use a coping saw to kind of cut it and then work from there. But I just took a belt sander. I have a one from Craftsman, and you just put the belt on it, and it's got the handle. And I just took it, I turned it upside down, put it in my vise, and I just had it sitting flat like that. And I came up to it, and I just went, and I just started basically just kind of, walking it around, moving it. And surprisingly, it moves really, really quick. I was, with like 80 grit sandpaper, that thing just starts chunking away quick. And I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, oh shit. So like every once in a while, like I get just a little heavy handed on one side, and I was like, well, I guess we're making it just a little bit smaller now. And so that was the one thing that I've learned. I'm not necessarily one of the most patient people. So once I start getting into things, my brain just starts running ahead of what I'm doing. And then I screw myself. So I found that definitely with woodworking, and which I really like, at least again with just this, take your time. There's no need to rush, right? You're not racing anything. You're just have fun with it. So I think it's something
enjoy the moment.
Yeah, for sure. I could see myself getting into it for sure. I'm gonna have to talk to my wife because we've got a bunch of clay shit that's out there right now, and it's got to get gone so I can have my little pipe making shop. So we'll see how that goes. And I was over at Harbor Freight.
It's a rabbit hole.
It looks like it's a lot of fun, man. I mean,
it's a rabbit hole, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you start making one thing, and you're like, oh, I can make something else. And it's like, oh, I've already got the tools to do this, so I might as well just do that.
Good. Yeah. So like, I'm like, I can do that. So I posted it, but
yes.
Hell yeah.
Here you go. If you can see it. So like I don't use it. I don't smoke pipe tobacco. I'd probably try, but
that's awesome though, dude. I mean, what, so talk to us a little bit about that wood that you ended up using. What was,
most of my stuff that I use cherry wood, right? So it's readily available. It's not too expensive. It's easy to work with. So I had plenty of that, and I'm like, well, let me use some of this, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So let me just figure it out, right? So the first one looked a little interesting. I think that was my third, and it's not perfect, but I can probably smoke out of it if.
I'm sure, absolutely.
But I can see making more in the future. Just life and bright shiny things, and my attention got grabbed for something else. Sure. Yeah, definitely it was enjoyable. And, researching the different kind of shapes, apparently there's a billion different kind of stem types and all sorts of things. And then I went down the rabbit hole of YouTube with people building pipes. And now I have all these algorithm things popping up. And
and you don't even smoke tobacco.
I don't even smoke. But I remember, when I was a kid, you would see the old man with his pipe, and he'd puffing on his pipe, and I would smell it, and I'm like, that smells really good. That doesn't smell like crap, like regular cigarettes,
Sure. Yeah.
And I've always been kind of intrigued, but I just never have. I smoked cigarettes for a long time, and I quit that, and I think like everybody, afraid to go back down that path,
Yeah. No, it's definitely understandable. I too, I'm sure I've said it many, many times. I was a big cigarette smoker for a long time, and it was really, really hard for me to quit. I can tell you, at least since I've quit, and it's not that I'm encouraging you to start smoking the pipe, but I have I'll be honest with you. After smoking this, I haven't been like, man, I think I'm just going to give up these cool ass pipes with all these cool ass flavor tobaccos and start sucking on those fucking stinky cigarettes again. Like that never crossed my mind. Cause
cigarettes are still gross.
It's crazy, man. Like I still smell it. Like you can smell the difference, man. It is absolutely wild. And I think it just goes back to, and I've said it again, but I'll say it again. The quality tobacco that folks are using in this style of tobacco, the pipes, is completely different than what they're doing in cigarettes. Right. Same with cigars. They're always looking for the highest quality tobacco. Otherwise it's going to be a shitty ass cigar or a shitty ass, pipe tobacco. So, I think it's a big, big difference. So
did I tell you guys I almost, speaking of doing hobbies in the garage, I almost electrocuted myself last week?
I mean, I heard about it, but what happened?
I was I plugged in the vacuum in the garage, and I ran it to an extension cord and the extension cord couldn't handle it, and it arced, and the extension cord arced and caught on fire the moment I turned the vacuum on.
Holy shit.
And I was holding the cable like 3 inches away from the joint, so it essentially blew up in my hand. And it blew the prongs off of the vacuum.
Yeah,
like it was
bad.
crazy. I had like smoke marks up my arm and shit.
Really?
Which
wow.
I
still close to it. Oh.
Yeah, I still don't fully understand, because like I understand that vacuums draw a lot of power and you should just plug them directly in the wall, but like that was like a heavy duty outside extension cord. Like, so I can start the snowblower with it, but I can't run a vacuum on it.
I'm wondering if it was wet or something like that, and it was just enough.
Yeah, that's possible too.
I don't know.
But I was like, damn,
electricity scares the fuck out of me, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was in shock after I walked inside. I was like,
I almost died.
It was like in Freddy Got Fingered, where he gets hit by the car, and he's just like, wasn't expecting that to happen.
That's great. But yeah, so I think I'm going to be on this journey of also amassing more tools to at least figure out how to make pipes a little bit easier, because I'm looking at all this stuff, and I really want a lathe, but I don't think I'm going to go that far down.
So and not that I'm, forcing a lathe down your throat like the cigarettes done mine, right?
That's what she said.
But they're really budget friendly, man. So if you ever want to try one for free, obviously you have an invitation to my shop at any time. However, once a year, Woodcraft, which is a national wood store, I believe there's one not too far from you. Once a year, they do they turn pens for the troops, right? It's called Turning for the Troops, where you could just show up for free, get behind their lathe. They give you the little wood blocks, they give you everything, and you make pens, and they donate it to the troops, right? So I was like, I follow them on social media. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's free. I kind of wanted to see what it's like to use one of those. Yeah. Well, after about 7 pens and a couple hours, I came home and I ordered one, right? I got a budget one. I think it was WEN, WEN. Not the Lamborghini of lathes, but it did its job, and it did its job good. I mean, it's paid for itself by now. But it's super addicting, man. Super addicting. Yeah. And it's really not as hard as you can as you think it is to use.
So and that's one of the other things that I've listening to the different podcasts and watching different videos for pipe making, at least. They don't recommend wood lathes. They actually recommend metal lathes. I don't know exactly what the difference is. I imagine there's just different types of mechanics that are on there. Maybe there's like a sled that's in the front that is kind of adjustable in some kind of way. I guess that's not on a wood lathe. But I think those are even more pricey.
It sounds pricey. I haven't even seen one for sale anywhere. So I'm sure they'll start popping up on my phone now.
Right. Yeah.
We're talking about it.
It's listening. But yeah, so one of the other, I went by Harbor Freight the other day, and I did. They've got 2 different style lathes, or I guess a smaller one, a little bit larger. So I was eyeing those up because I had to go grab a couple things to actually make my second pipe that I made. Ended up making a little corncob pipe here. So had fun doing that, but I had to get a couple tools. And there not only are folks using lathes, but have you ever heard of a thing called a French wheel?
No.
So I don't know if it's related to just pipes, but basically what this French wheel is, and some folks have even recommended doing that instead of getting a lathe, because I guess it's technically considered like this would be more freehand style of actually making pipes, and it's a little bit cheaper. You can move wood, but again, you don't have that. I guess you don't have that precision that you would have with a lathe. But basically, what a French wheel is a it's like a sanding wheel, right? So it's got a shaft on it, and then it's got this head that sits on there, and then you can put different grit sandpaper on there, and it would just mount onto like a variable speed motor type thing, and you would just have it positioned on the side of a bench in a way that you could just kind of come up to it and kind of work your way around it. It's got sharper edges, so it's like you can kind of turn your hand, so it's got room to work around. But I may be looking into that. I mean, a French wheel is only like $150, $200 from Vermont Freehand. That's gonna beat $1,000, minimum on a lathe, I imagine.
So my lathe costs less than $200.
Oh no shit! Tell me more.
So that's when I think it was a Home Depot, one of the Home Depot brands, I think. But yeah, it's got. I would say if you're looking into lathes, they've got for speeds, they've got two different kinds that I know of. One is they're both are variable speed. One you change the speeds with like a belt. Okay. Take a cover off, move the belt. Which that's a pain in the ass for me. I'm lazy. I want instant, right? So the other one's with a knob, just like you would have a grow light, put the sensitivity up. Same thing. Turn it up, it goes faster. So that's the one I got. And I've had Wen products before that, like a brush would kick the bucket. Great customer service. Took a little bit, but set me out whatever I needed for free. For the tool. So
no shit. Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the main reasons I bought it, because when I went to that turning for troops, of course I was on an $1,800 lathe that they happened to sell there too.
Yeah.
It was like a Cadillac of it. But yeah, under $200 couldn't. I had to.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's because that's the one I have to look back at my picture, because of course I took a picture of it while I was over at Harbor Freight. I wonder what their model is. I don't know if they keep all of their stuff Pittsburgh or whatever it is. But I'm gonna have to go. You said, is it Home Depot that carries that?
Yeah. Now I have been looking at the one in Harbor Freight, so that's a newer generation.
Okay.
So they stopped selling the one I was looking at for a while because the new one was coming out. The new one looks nice.
Okay.
I mean, it's Harbor Freight. You're not spending thousands of dollars, for something you're going to make a couple dozen pipes out of, maybe, or. I'll
tell you, for people that are using tools, for craftsmen that just want to try a tool or just need like a specialty tool, if you will, for like a job or two, Harbor Freight's the fucking place, man. Like it's not great. I mean, you're not always going to get stuff that's going to last forever, but you sometimes you will. I mean, I've had stuff from Harbor Freight that's lasted me quite some time now. It's definitely worth a look. It's Harbor Freight is not to turn your back on, for sure.
Have you guys ever been to Harbor Freight? It's a combination Harbor Freight and Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You just gotta be really careful if you ask for a jigsaw. They might send you to the wrong department.
Jesus Christ. Don't shy away from Harbor Freight, man. I found that it's got some good stuff. And I kind of particularly I kind of fancy that nice gold ratchet they have. I kind of want to buy it just to buy it. I don't know if you've ever seen they have like their specialty, like the Pittsburgh golden one. I mean, so it's probably junk and far too expensive for what it is, but it looks kind of cool.
I don't think I've ever been to one.
You've never been to a Harbor Freight?
No, I get the catalogs in the mail sometimes, but
go check it out, man. They're fun.
Is that the one with the yellow house is the logo?
No, I don't think so. Oh. I think it just literally says Harbor Freight. It's in, is it like blue? Are they blue letters?
I think it's a red background and with white letters.
White letters, okay.
I was thinking of Curtis Lumber. Yeah.
just a little bit different. Just a little bit different.
I was like, yeah, I had the cartoon house as the logo.
Nope. Well, cool, man. Yeah, I am definitely going to take you up on that. I will, I'll come hang out sometime. You'll have to show me what you got going on in the wood shop. And like you said, I'll bring some pipes, and I won't make you, smoke any, but at least you could look at them and kind of get an idea of what some.
Well,
some
if you're gonna bring the pipes over, you might as well bring some pipe tobacco over.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you. Homeboy rolls up to my house with a 20-gallon tote of different tobacco.
I was like, yeah, I'm coming over. I was like, I got to bring my stash, right? Like, whenever we go to a friend's house, right, we bring some weed. Well, I brought like 2 pounds worth of tobacco because this is what I had. So, is what it is. But yeah, we'll definitely have to do that one of these days. But other than that, not only are you a woodworker, but you're also a gardener.
I do. I've recently taken up gardening just a short while ago.
So is this like a brand new thing? Where, like, what was like your first kind of like, how'd you get into growing anything?
I was into cannabis, in my earlier years, college and stuff like that. Then I took about a 20-year break for work, which, it is what it is, right?
Sure.
And just recently had the opportunity where I didn't have to worry about work anymore, and it was becoming legal everywhere. So I started kind of partaking again. And, I've always been intrigued by the plant and growing and stuff. And, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, I had a bag seed. I threw it in some pot, put it in my bathroom with tin foil wrapped around the top. And I don't even remember I think I got a small CFL grow light from Walmart, right?
Oh, no kidding.
And so that was my first ever plant. And for not knowing what I was doing, my ass for my elbow, it did really good. Now I know that it was going through veg, right? But before it was just growing. Well, I ended up having to move. So, I gave it to a buddy and he finished it out. So let's fast forward till now. So cannabis became legal in the region, and I kind of sweet talked my wife into letting me grow one plant. Right. I just had a medical issue, so I'm sure I was pulling at the heartstrings. But
only one plant, babe. I swear it's just gonna be one. We're just gonna be easy.
One plant. It was my first tent was a Mars Hydro 2.3 by 2.3. Okay. Right. So one clone. I happened to know somebody. He gave me a clone. I grew that out. I thought it grew excellent, but on the dry was my first dry. So you can just, I set the fan up to blow directly on it for 2 days.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but it did its job, and I was proud of it. It was, one of my firstborns, right? So
absolutely.
To speak. And then you kind of snowball from there, right? So you get a couple more. I met some more people in the community, got some seeds, started out with autos. Now I'm kind of doing everything, but yeah, it's a rabbit hole, man. And I'm thinking it's got to be one, it's fun. I love the plant. So it's just fun to grow. And two, hey, it's a weed, right? It shouldn't cost a whole lot of money to grow this.
Sure.
Well, 2 tents later, 2 lights and this and that and everything, it adds up like any other kind of hobby.
Sure.
But I think I enjoy gardening the same or a little bit more than actual partaking in the end products.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I really enjoy growing it. If I've kind of made this transition where I was smoking a lot. And then since this pipe tobacco stuff, and I'm really enjoying this, my consumption kind of cut down a little bit, but I've kind of found a new way to enjoy it and still get the medicinal value out of the plant. And I've been starting to take edibles and RSO, and I'm really liking that. But to your point, yes, I am with you. Like, if I could just grow and grow and grow, I just love the whole process of it. just how amazing it is for a little itty bitty seed to be able to hold all that information, if you will, all that data, all that, all of that inside that little thing. And then it grows to what it is. It's an amazing process. I don't know how you can't be amazed at growing, especially something like this that does so much benefit for us.
Yeah. Or on the flip side, you can also have your heart broken when something goes wrong with it.
Yes.
It's like a breakup, it's emotional.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, it can be it can be really hard, man. Like getting halfway through a grow and it molding or something happens or you plant the seed.
You're just gonna call me out like that?
Well, hey, look, dude, I've had that happen myself. So there's no shade. Just happens that it happened to you sooner than or more recent than it did me. So I'm sorry, buddy. Apologies. But yeah, that or planting the seed and it never showing up, or like it comes up and then like a couple weeks later it's like boom, it's dead on arrival. But we also have some other stuff to talk about. We're going to get to that in a second about you've done a little bit of breeding, but we're not going to get into that just yet because I want to hear kind of where did you kind of fall as getting first started? I know you said you had that little the 2x2 tent. What did you start with your nutrients? What kind of soil were you using? Tell us a little bit about your starting.
Yeah. So, first thinking about growing, and I was like, all right, well, I need some stuff to grow in, right? Yeah. And, joined a couple of groups on Facebook here and there and got to know some people. And turns out one of the guys I knew had like an online grow shop, so to speak. So he talked me into an all-in-one Mars Hydro kit, right? So it came with, I think it came with the tent, 2.3 by 2.3. It came with the inline fan and a charcoal filter. Yep. And then it came with a 150 watt light, which for that size in my mind, it's perfect, right? Yeah. And so I kind of let him kind of guide me because he had grown and I didn't know what I was doing. Sure. I don't think I still do. I'm just having fun now, right? So he was like, I think you should get, Fox Farm Ocean Forest, the soil. So I started with that. He was like, do half cocoa and half this. So that's what I did. Got a tote, mixed them together, used that. As far as nutrients go, he had talked me into I think it's the Flora series with General Hydroponics, the GH3 bottle thing.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know any better, right? So, I used it. I thought it worked. Yeah. Obviously, my dry game was not on point. But yeah, so I think I used the GH3 bottle series for maybe 2 or 3 grows, and then the more you going down this rabbit hole, you're like, oh, I didn't know organic was a thing, or this or that. And somehow I think I came across your profile somewhere on social media. I don't remember how, as well as a couple other people in the community. You start digging in. I didn't realize you had a podcast until after we initially met at that conference that one time. Yep. So started watching that, got into Build a Soil YouTube, and beautiful. And now I've evolved from that 1 2x2. I've only added a 2x4, so now I've got 2 tents, right? Yeah. So I've got the 2x2 and a 2x4. I didn't get an inline fan, right? So I have my 2x4 ducted to my 2x2, and then that exhausts the air out of my house. Had a buddy who was selling a light, so got my light off him. I think it's like 300 watts. And I got a city picker, from between listening about your earth boxes and nerd city pickers. Yep. And then seeing a couple here and there on Build a Soil and doing some research. I'm like, I don't have to do a whole lot. and I put a cover on it and I lift it up and it looks really cool.
Yep.
And look at those plants they're growing. So I gave it a shot. And, fast forward to when I started that, I didn't know what I'm doing. I still don't know. And I'm just learning. I'm just a guy who's having fun. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I posted about this in the Discord too. So I didn't know. I put the seed, I think it was an auto at the time. I put the seed in the pot. It germinated. But the thing was sopping wet the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember that conversation.
Yeah. And then I think you're like, dude, I think you need to top water it for a little bit first. And I'm like, oh, fuck. It took about 2 to 3 weeks for it to kind of, I had fans pointing at the soil, blowing on it, fan pointing in the tube to do something.
Yeah.
And, so right now I think the last run that I've used, I've ran out of that other soil. So I like to reuse all my stuff.
Absolutely.
And the last bag I bought was Coast of Maine. I think it was Bar Harbor, which is a more or less nutrient blend, I from what I gather. And then I ended up getting the dry amendments from the soil makers, that top dress. You can mix it in and stuff. So I've been using that. And it's just, long was the day of, it shouldn't cost too much money to grow this thing. I mean, it doesn't have to. You just go down that rabbit hole and you want to try new things and new ways. The good thing about it is, a lot of the stuff that I use can be reused or last forever. I've got the soil makers dry amendments for my grow style and the amount that I grow. That thing will last me forever. I should never, unless it spills somewhere in the basement. But so it's fun, man. It really, really is. So I try to be organic. I won't say I am organic in living soil, but there are stuff that are alive in my soil that are good, Absolutely. And I try not to throw any salts down there. Once in a while, if I've got to use some CalMag, I don't know if that's organic or not, but I do use that.
Yeah, I would assume it's just kind of the as to what the input is, right?
Yeah.
Like what where it's derived from, which would classify it organic. So I mean, if you look at the bottle and you saw it say, it'll tell you on there for sure. But yeah, no, absolutely. How do you from your first kind of grows where you were using the other style and then now the style that you found yourself in now, have you noticed anything really different? I mean, obviously you've grown, you've gotten better as a grower, but are you finding any comparisons? Is it better, worse? What do you think?
I mean, I love the city picker. It's just some days I like to spend a little bit of time each day with my garden, and some days there's just nothing to do except stare at it because it's kind of on autopilot, and I really love that. And it takes a lot of the guesswork out of some of the nutrients because it's pulling from such a big volume of soil.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about adding here and there and figuring stuff out. But yeah, it's I think the biggest thing is just the knowledge I've gained on the journey, like everybody would.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. That is one of the things that I like about earth boxes, sub-irrigated planters. That's something that I will always sing from the rooftop is, I am also of the belief where like, I personally like to only plant one plant per earth box just because you do have that advantage, right? You have that larger battery of soil that you don't have to worry about depleting it as long as you're keeping on it. Now, if you're growing 3-4 plants in it, there's a good chance that 7 or 10 gallons, you could definitely crash that thing pretty darn quick. You could crash it with one big plant, but growing a decent sized plant in an earth box, top dress that son of a bitch and just send it and it's going to be good. Too easy. And the watering, that was the other thing with the city pickers and earth boxes. So easy, man. And being able to go in there and you're like, oh, you're not having to tote all these water over there, right? And then you're hand watering and you're worried about like, am I watering it too fast? And then you spend all this time in the garden doing just those types of tasks. Makes you want to overlook other things in the garden because you're too worried about doing this one thing. So being able to just go in there and be like, I've got nothing to do today. I'm just going to be able to sit here and hang out with the plants.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to try something new. Maybe I want to try some tucking, or we're going to do some scouting, or, you know, maybe I can clean something. Like, it opens up so much more time for you to do shit than worry about watering or mixing up your nutrients and, you know, measuring this or that. Now, do you pH your water?
You know, my first grow with the Flora series from GH, I did, right? Yeah. And I was horrible at it. The guy was like, you need a pH pen. Here's a link. Well, when I bought it, I thought I bought the right one, right? So for my first 2 grows, I was using an EC pen, not knowing it was for that, not knowing what EC was, and, you know, and I'm messaging my guy and I'm like, my pH is it was some astronomical number, right? And he was like, dude, what are you doing? You know? And then I did a little bit more research and I'm like, I just bought this $50 pen and now it's a paperweight.
Yeah.
You know, so I got the little cheap yellow one online that lasted for about a week. And then after that grow, I haven't looked back. I've never pH'd anything. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, luckily, as long as you have decently close, you know, pH in your water, it's not the end of the world, right? I think there's other folks that are going to be like, you absolutely have to, like, you're just cutting your plant short. You're not doing the best that you can. And sure, maybe that is the case, but isn't that kind of one of the things that people talk about when we say, hey, organics is so easy and this is the list of why. And I feel like, at least from what I heard early on, is folks saying, fuck pHing. You don't have to do that. The soil is going to buffer it for you. The microbes and all that stuff in there is going to buffer it for you. Of course, it is, you know, the larger the soil, the more you have that kind of leeway. But I think earth boxes and city pickers are kind of like, they're right there. I think it's one of those things where you can really get away with it, and it's not going to be too detrimental. I know I want to say when I was checking my pH really early on, it was like mid-7s, maybe got up to 8, and I'm on well water. I know my water's hard because by the end of a couple grows, I can see like the mineral buildup on like the edge of my earth box, or like right at the bottom where that water kind of will seep out if you overfill it. So I'm sure that that's not wonderful, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to spend the money nor waste the water on the RO systems and this and that, because it just seems so wasteful to me. I am on a well. So you're telling me that I'm going to run my RO system that's $100, $200, however much it is that you have to buy it. And then I'm getting a gallon of water out of 2 gallons or whatever the ratio is. Like, it just doesn't interest me. So, yeah.
And I was the guy buying the RO water in the store for the first grow. And I'm like, this is cool. And then, that got tired pretty fast.
Yeah. Cause I mean, then what you have to buy the RO water, right? Or you're doing that. And then you're like, you've got to make sure you have enough on hand. And then that's extra money that's involved. Fuck no.
And then you got all that waste from it, you know, and you got bottles building up, and it's just,
that's not
it's like knee deep in gallon jugs.
Yeah. I remember that, nerd, when you got into that and you were like, I've got so many bottles. I've got to start thinking of projects to do with these bottles.
Yeah. Well, that was just for the humidifier.
Yeah.
I've been using tap water. I stopped pHing as well because my tap water stays like between like 7 and 7.3. So it's not super bad.
Yeah. Good enough. Good enough who it's for, as they'd say. Well, that's cool. Now, any other type of gardening that you have found yourself in?
Yeah, so they say that that cannabis is the gateway drug, right? And this isn't surprise to you guys, right? You've heard this before. It certainly is, because I think this last season outdoors, I grew some basil, some tomatoes from Focus, some 2 different peppers, shishito and jalapeno from Focus.
Nice.
And then, opportunities just happen where I come home with a plant, or the wife comes home with a plant. Now we have daisies and marigolds, and Googling what's a good companion plant for the or the city picker in the garden. So yeah, it was fun this past season. Had a lot of peppers that I didn't use. And then I'm planning for next season. I'm super excited, man. I think I cleaned out Focus for a bunch of things. Yeah, so I've got big plans for next year, and I think it's more of filling my mind with thoughts. Now I got to execute it when it gets warmer, which is going to be not as fun. But I recently, actually this last week, I got a fence finished in my backyard, so now I can cordon off a little area for a garden. So I got to figure out where I'm going to put that. But I think I've got all sorts of stuff. I even had my wife get some herbs at the supermarket, and I took a couple sprigs of thyme out and just throw it in a cup of water, just to fuck around and find out, like they say, right?
Yep.
And those are growing. I've got 2 little seedlings in my 2 little clones in my tent, so that's going to go outside next year. But I've got my own basil that I'm going to grow, that I seeded from my last basil last season.
Oh, beautiful.
I've got, and I don't remember all the varieties, but a couple peppers from Focus. I've got some onions from him, and some other stuff. The ground cherry pineapple, that looked really intriguing on his website. It's like a paper husk. You peel it off, and there's a fruit in it. And then we've got a lot of local farms where I live. So I was like, well, let me stop by there. And I went and got some locally grown garlic cloves or bulbs, and just recently planted those in some 5-gallon fabric pots outside, maybe a week or 2 ago, and they've already sprouted.
Oh, no shit.
From what I see, everything's looking on schedule. It's going to take a while, like through the winter and everything, but
sure.
I'm super excited to grow everything, and that's another rabbit hole now, right? So, I'm with the wife. We see something. I'm like, I can grow that.
Yeah. It's just an awesome thing to be able to say that you have that, because a lot of people don't, right? A lot of people they black thumb, or they just don't have the knowledge or know where to start. So being able to do that for yourself and your family, that's amazing.
And now you got to figure out what you're going to cook with all this stuff. Right?
That is the other thing too, right? You're like, I'm going to grow this big, huge garden, and you're like, holy shit, there's no way that I'm going to eat these, this many vegetables. And you're like, oh, now I've got way more than I ever need.
Yeah.
So every time anybody ever comes over my house, it's like, here, please take this. Go. The neighbors get shit,
Yeah.
He's going to have the best raised bed gardens though. I'm excited to see. Are you thinking on doing anything like that?
Yeah, so I did a video on my Insta page, I don't know, maybe the beginning of last season. I made my own raised garden planter out of fence pickets, right? So I recently had some work done in my house, and I've got a bunch of deck boards left over from my old deck. So I was like, leave them in a pile for me. I'm going to make some raised garden beds. Yeah. So my house is going to be riddled with those boxes everywhere.
Nice.
So awesome. I'm not sure if I want to like line them and just fill them up, because I think they're going to be like have feet and not be on the ground.
Okay.
At least for the first few next season. I was thinking of going with 5-gallon fabric pots. I think I could fit 3 or 4 in each of those, and then kind of go from there. That way, if something happens, I can move them around. Less devastation of not being able to move it. We have a weather event and I lose my babies, at least for season 1 of the new stuff.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea actually. Yeah. Say like a plant fails or something, you could just be like, okay, get that out of the way, instead of it being like, okay, you've got this 3 foot by, a foot and a half or however big it is. And it's just filled with soil and something dies in it. You're kind of screwed. So,
and then
I like that.
Going down the rabbit hole in my head, right? I'm going to have all these raised beds, and I'm like, all right, well, I can make like a U shape, and then I can go get some PVC, make a hoop house over it if I need to, and I'm just like, then next thing you know, you're looking at like these tiny homes that are, you can stick in your backyard as a greenhouse or a shed. And I'm like, let's get through next season first.
Dude, that's always the thing for me is like getting geared up for the next year and like thinking about what I'm going to do, the trials and errors that I went through last year and like, okay, how am I going to do better? And that's the cool thing I like about gardening is you could do it for years and years and years, but each year is going to be different because Mother Nature and her thing is going to throw it to you a different way. And you just have to learn how to adjust and pivot. So you're always having to stay on your feet. So it's always a learning process.
Absolutely.
Well, that's cool, man. I am really excited. Are you now that you're making pipes and possibly thinking about trying pipe tobacco, are you going to grow tobacco next year with us?
Oh, yes. So yes, I already got my seeds I got them from Focus, right?
I like
and so over the summer, I think there was a get together at your place, and Corey with Focus brought some of his leaves, right? So I think he brought some Keller, that we were able to enjoy, and so I was like, that's it. I'm growing next year. Yeah. This tastes awesome. Hell yeah. Right. So as I was planning out what seeds to get and where to source them from, I was like, all right, I got to do this. So, Corey had given us all one leaf, which they're humongous, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
At that get together, but I left it at your place, man.
Oh no.
So I'm like, I was like, I forget, it was like a Saturday, and then Sunday I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, I'm gonna go get that leaf. We're gonna go wrap something and let's do this, right? And I'm like, fuck. I left it on Grateful's table, man. So a couple days went by. I messaged him, was like, dude, I'm so bummed, man. I left it there. And he's like, well, next time I see you, I'll bring you some. So we were at an event together maybe a month or two ago, and we knew each other were going to be there. He brought me another leaf, and this one was the twist, bud twist.
Yeah, yellow bud twist. Yeah,
bud twist. Yeah. And was able to take that home, roll her up, and I'm not a very big blunt person because I'm usually smoking by myself and I'm a lightweight. But that immediately brought nostalgia back from, the younger college days of rolling blunts and, that taste. But it was a smoother, if this even makes sense, healthier taste. And maybe that's all in my mind. So anyway, so I got the yellow bud twist and the Keller, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna plant a few, but I probably will cull them back to one of each. Yeah, maybe two. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you might as well go 3 of each, while you're at it.
Because what am I going to do with all that tobacco?
That's the thing too, man. Is it's I ended up growing, I think it was 6 plants this year. Yeah, 6. And I have a tote like this full. One plant, and with how big those leaves get, it is absolutely insane how much. And then you figure out of that one leaf, if you're solely using it to roll blunts or in that kind of manner, you're getting like 4, maybe 5 blunts out of it per leaf, and you've got like 20 leaves on a plant easily. So it's pretty wild. And I guess we all have Corey to blame on our new tobacco obsession. So I keep pointing fingers at him. I just enjoy it.
He actually pays part of my health insurance premium. Now I grew one plant and I ended up with 40 leaves. That were like smokable. So one plant I'm not even done with it. So I put them in like 5 leaves each into big Ziploc bags, and I'm not even like through the first bag yet.
What variety did you grow?
The Connecticut broadleaf.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait till y'all see my. Honestly, tobacco is probably going to be my largest crop next year.
Really?
I've got a whole area that I'm planning on carving out just for tobacco. I'm going to have so much tobacco, but I'm going to be growing a lot of different varieties. So that's the plan. But I am very excited to see your garden, dude. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. Not for all the work, and the chasing the rainstorms outside and all that stuff, but that's I'm excited.
The one thing, man, is like we get all these weird, right? Like right now, we're all itching to get outside and get gardening again. So we start coming up with these ideas, and the ideas grow and grow over the season. Like, oh, okay, well, I thought I was just going to have the 2 beds out there, but I think I could probably fit 2 more. And then you're like, okay, and then it's getting a little bit closer, and you're like, okay, we're going to get the seed started. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, look how much space I have. I can start all of these, and then put it all out there. And then you're like mid-season, like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, there's no way I should have had all of this in here, and what have I done to myself? And then all of a sudden you got to put this packed garden. You're like, shit, I've got so much stuff. But
and then
you do it all again to you next year.
Yeah.
So it's a sickness, I'm sure of it, but it is what it is. But like we were saying earlier, you said, so you've made some seeds from your basil plant, but you've also made some cannabis seeds, dude.
I have, right? So, and you said breeding before. I wouldn't call it breeding, right? I call it fuck around and find out again,
sure.
and just having fun. So, the first seeds I made, so, I started growing not too long ago, like I said, and whole new world of there's photos, there's autos, there's regs, there's fems, blah, 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 right? And so I was used to taking 1 seed from a pack and popping that, growing that out, and it would always be female because they were feminized, right? And I didn't appreciate that at the time. So I know we had met a while back. You had gifted me some seeds. I think it was 91 grapefruit and ME1. So I had I popped 1 of each, right? And I also popped. I got Sherman's Tactics from Corey at Focus, right?
Yeah.
So I popped 1 of each because that's what I'm used to, right?
Sure.
Well, these were all regs, and they all mailed out. They were all males, right? And I had never seen a male. I had never grown a male. I just knew that, you hear all the bro science. That pollen's gonna fly 25 miles, and and all this other stuff, right? And so the first 2 males I culled, which were Sherman's Tactics and the 91 grapefruit, and I was about to cull the ME1. And I'm like, you know what? That still looks beautiful. Let me just continue to grow it out and see what it looks like, see what it does, understand the process. I saw these ball looking things on them, right? And I was like, I guess that's the pollen sacs. I always hear people talking about nanners, whatever the heck that is, right? Well, I found out those pollen sacs open up and these banana looking things are hanging, and that's where the pollen's on,
Yep.
So I learned a lot from that grow. So I just happened to be growing them with some other plants. I think I was growing some the Great Corgofanti version 2, and then somebody gave me some blue wrecker seeds by Riot. So I was like, the timing is. The stars are aligned. The timing is perfect, right? This ME1 and all of its glory and pollen is ready, and you know what? All those other 2 plants, they're ready to receive from everything I can gather. So I took the ME1, cut some branches, and got some parchment paper, and kind of knocked the stuff on them, and I was nowhere near ready to be able to dry and store pollen at my skill level, right? So I was like, I'm going to use this and I'm going to use it now while it's good. So brought it in, and I just kind of took a little craft paintbrush and painted some buds. And fast forward, I think the ME1 Blue Wrecker got me about 90 seeds.
Nice.
And the ME1 and the Great cross with the Great Corgofanti, I got about 60 or 70 seeds. I immediately popped one from the plant, pulled it, and put it in the dirt before the run was even over. That was one of the ME1s crossed with Blue Wrecker. It was bad timing, and I don't think the seed was mature enough. It popped. It wasn't looking the healthiest. I was like, I don't have time for this. I've got like all this other stuff I'm doing.
Sure.
So, but my next run, I'm planning on taking as many as I can fit, and I might get in trouble, like because the garden might be too big for me. But I plan on, I'm doing a photo run right now, so I'm going to go back and do those ME1s crossed with the Great Corgofanti, because I never got to taste ME1 or 91 grapefruit. I have no idea. I'm just, I just happened to have the pollen, so let's do this. Let's get it done, right? So I'm really curious to see. Because the Great Corgofanti is fantastic, and so was Blue Wrecker. So I'm just excited, and I'll go back. I remember you had gifted me those seeds, and you had explained what the lineage is. So sometimes I'll go back there because I'll forget, and I'm like, oh, and I'll kind of re-excite myself and kind of hype myself up. So I'm excited for that next run.
I wish I had some flour for you, the ME1, and
I still have seeds.
You still have seeds, but I want you to at least try it, man, because I really, really do enjoy that. And I do like the method that you decided to choose, where you were able to at least try those parents, so what that mother brought into that lineage. So that was really smart. My dumb ass would have been like, I'm just gonna put the fucking male in here and just let him do his thing.
But it wasn't on seeds. It wasn't on, the smartness wasn't on purpose. It just happened. It just happened, man. Coincidence.
Hey. That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's so cool, man. I am really excited. And yeah, to your point, man. And that's one of the things. It's very unfortunate that most people are afraid of regs. And I get it. Everybody's like, oh, well, I don't want to waste my time because you got to worry about space and this and that. The thing is you just pop. Oh, it's always, when you're dealing with regs, always pop a lot more seeds than you're ever planting. If you want to keep one plant, pop 3.
I'm learning that.
Yeah, it is one of those things, and that's why I do like to at least share these seeds with folks to hopefully get them over to that reg side. I mean, I still love my femmes, and I'm still always going to run them because they're great. I know I can plant one, and I'm going to get a female, but I enjoy running regs. It's just fun. I think just to be able to see, what they come up and, of course I've heard the argument that people say that the regs will have more vigor and they're more stable, so to speak. So maybe there's something there. I can't say for certain, but it's one of those things that I've heard. So there's got to be something there. But don't be afraid of the regs. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, I kind of like them now, and then when I get a fem seed, because now that, I made my first batch of seeds, now that's another rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
I'm making more right now. I'm chucking some pollen now. And then it's like you get a fem and you're like, well, I could reverse it. And I just successfully reversed a new plant right now that I'm working on.
Oh no!
And so that was a first for me, and that was just YouTube University. Looking at your videos on YouTube, Build a Soil, all these other people that are out there, and stuck with one. I used STS, stuck with one spray. I kind of followed my own schedule, spraying it. Turns out it was pretty close to what they said to how to use it. And yeah, about just shy of 2 weeks, I started to see the pollen sacs forming. And it's they haven't all popped open yet, all of the pollen sacs, but some of them have, and you can see the pollen laying on some leaves. So I've got I mean, I'll just tell you guys, it's not a secret, right? So I reversed a sour G CBG plant. And then originally my plan was to use the sauce from BGG and kind of cross them and see what happens, right? So because of all the medicinal properties, I've heard of it. Yeah. So I popped a bunch, and when I got the seeds from BGG, my freebies were cherry NDT. So nice. That's so now I'm crossing both with the sour G CBG, and I think Boom Boom's going to happen tomorrow. I think that's it. I think we're ready. It's ready to go down. So they're all in the same tent together.
I like that. I'm stealing that. That's Boom Boom's going down tomorrow. That is
ladies.
So I'm excited. And I don't know when I'm planning on popping all these seeds I'm making because, there's only so much time in the day and years in your life. It's a lot of seeds, but maybe one day I'll work the lines down and figure out what I'm actually doing instead of just chucking stuff. And who knows?
Starts, though, man.
Yeah, maybe I come across something that tastes good. I like it, and it sticks around.
Now, tell me why did you? What made you go with the CBG?
So I wanted something different, right? So I've had CBD before. I heard CBG is kind of good for pain and stuff. And, honestly, when I first thought of the sauce because of its, medicinal properties and, I hear a lot, it's good for migraines. And I'm like, how cool would it be to make something even more medicinally potent, you know? At the very least, it'll probably taste good, if it's not, and I'm like, so let me try this because, you go to the dispensaries or you go to these events, you don't see much of that stuff around and it's not available. And I would like to mess around, why not? Yeah. So it's just kind of, an opportunity I gave myself because it's not readily available out there to kind of purchase and see, or even too much research that I've seen. And I had reached out to I forget his name, the CBG gurus, when I was looking for some CBG seeds, and he turned me on to a place that is where I got them. So I know I can trust them because it came from CBG, and I trust them. So it should be interesting, man. I have no idea what the taste. I'm growing. So I've got one CBG plant that was reversed in a tent with the one sauce and the one cherry NDT. Okay. And then I also in my 2x4 now, I'm growing out. I've got two more of the sauce, so I'll actually get to taste it and see everything. I had a cherry NDT. I was battling some bugs really early onset, and I was like, it's got to go. Not dealing with this. So unfortunately that sacrificed for the rest of the bunch, and I think everything's under control. Everything's good to go. But so I won't get to taste that on this run by itself, but I still have some seeds. So definitely in the future.
Yeah, I can tell you all these different compounds, cannabinoids and all that. I definitely am not well versed in them. But shout out to Dolly Smokes Dank. She's also local to us, and she's kind of helped guide me in some other ways of doing dosing, as in, since I've made this switch over to kind of more edible type stuff. She made some CBG morning doses, and when I remember to take them, I love it. It's one of those things I have like this mental block on, if it's in pill form or something, it's like my mind's automatically like just forgets about it. Like it doesn't want anything to do with it. But if it's like a joint or something, it's like I'm still getting the medicinal value, but my mind just doesn't think of it as medicine. So I've been taking the the morning dose stuff during the day, and I definitely find that it gives me a little extra energy, a little pep in my step, and makes me feel good. So I'm really excited. And I think her and Endo are definitely going to nerd out when they hear about the fact that you're messing around with these these types of plants. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see.
Yeah.
So
so growing out the CBG plant, I topped it at one point, and I was like, let me stick this in a little tray and see what happens. So it took.
Okay.
So I'll be able to taste that and sample that separately.
Beautiful.
As well. So that'll be fun and interesting. I'm really interested to see how it is, like you said, a morning dose, right?
Mhm.
Just the experience on it.
Yeah, it's really amazing, all these different things that the plant provides, right? Because like you're saying, you wanted to grow this out of necessity, right? Because you can't find this in the traditional market. You can't find this in in a lot of kind of just the day-to-day folks that you see, because people are like, oh yeah, well, it's we're smoking weed, so we just want high ass THC stuff, and a lot of them don't realize of all the other cannabinoids and everything else that's in the plant that's helping you other than just the THC.
Even the ones we don't even know about yet, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was funny. I was actually down. I don't remember. It was like a meet and greet at one of the local hydro stores, and the CBD gurus were there, and he had a bunch of clones and was looking at people were looking at him. And it was funny. There was a conversation that I heard one of them say, they were looking at clones and asking about them. And they asked what one of them was. And one was like a CBD mix or something like that. And he goes, oh yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm like, I looked at him and I just kind of jokingly and seriously, I was like, well, you should be. Like, why? Just because you hear CBD or you hear something else other than THC, like it automatically just puts it out of anything that you're going to consider. Like, maybe you give it a try. You'd be pleasantly surprised. So yeah, I am very excited about those. And I might have to snatch some of those seeds from you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And, I'll try to do some outdoor, they are photos, right?
So they're all photos. Yeah.
So I would love to try to grow them outdoor and see how they do, because that'd be really, really neat. I'll be a tester for you, buddy. How about that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome. Mr. Nerd, we're gonna go around and we're gonna talk about some what we got growing on in our gardens. Tell me about your garden, sir.
I got nothing. No,
okay. you son of a bitch.
Nah, so I have Dakar Haze that is insane, because it was like almost at eye level when it was on like day 25.
And now, is this officially your largest plant?
No. I still think, I don't know, the MB2 maybe
got pretty big. Yeah.
Plus, well, when I grew Tangy, it was like just one like 3 foot long cola. That was crazy. But yeah, it's huge. It's heavy. It already like half of it already fell over, so I have it up on yo-yos right now.
There you go.
And all the bud sites turned like black.
Oh shit! Yeah, she gets dark.
Yeah, Flam hit me up, was like, You see it in the purple yet? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? And then a couple days later, I was like, because it was just in like Guy Fieri mode, right? Mm-hmm. But all the actual the bud sites were just like dark purple, and I never seen that before. So like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's all of the Dakar hazes that I've ever grown. It's like, you're looking, you're like expecting like, okay, this is like this is going to be a purple plant, but it starts growing and growing. You're like, you don't see anything, and then all of a sudden, as it starts to stack on just a little bit, all the calyxes start, you're just like, oh, like that doesn't look right, like that's really really dark, and then all of a sudden it starts filling out. You're like, oh wow, this is gonna be a really purple plant.
And I got Chi-Town Toroso is in stretch right now.
Nice.
Which I love. So it was really bushy plant where it just looks like a dome of leaves.
Yeah.
So I love when plants like that go in the stretch, because it's like poop poop poop.
Yeah. Everybody's just been looking really good, man. You got to update more pictures, man. I don't get to see your garden quite as much as I'd like to.
I know. I get self-conscious because my leaves never look good.
Well, you ain't growing leaves, buddy.
I'm still like under probably underfeeding.
Yeah.
But it's looking good. And so I also have Juicy Queen?
Is it
Mindless
Juicy
Queen?
Mindless Queen, yeah. I don't remember exactly what that cross was, but I know that's should be a fun one.
Yeah, I think you gave it to me like a year ago.
Okay, yeah.
And then Griswold Family Tree are both seedlings, and they're looking good.
Okay, all right.
So I have, I don't know what to do with my 2x4 right now. So I tried to pop 8 of the same seed in 4 different 5 gallons, and none of them have popped yet.
Fuckers.
And it's been like over a week.
Okay.
So I might have to throw some more seeds in there.
What is there? Who's the runner up? Have we gotten that far?
Oh, if I have to plant more?
Yeah.
I was gonna do a bunch of your 91 crosses.
Okay.
Because I don't have, because I like trade seeds so much, and because I have the perpetual and I always try to have 4 different strains going at a time, I like don't have a lot of strains where I have 8 or more seeds of one strain.
Gotcha.
I usually have like between 1 and 5 seeds of each strain that I have.
And I could, if you're looking to plant more stuff, and I'm going to be coming to see you next week. I could always bring some of those the Nancy Ray guns, those crosses, if you want to fuck around and find out those, or run with the 91s. You like the 91s.
Yeah, I'll have to look through my seed vault. I was going to say, since you were coming up, I am at the point where I need something more substantial to hold up the res.
Oh, yes.
Because now I have 2 plants in flower, and I need to put like an extra 5 gallons in, but I'm afraid I'm going to snap the legs. I have it on like one of those little plastic side tables you would like use on your patio.
Yeah.
Or like the little footrest on your patio.
So do this for me. I know we've talked about this before, and I've kept meaning to build you something before I come out there, but give me measurements from the most outside of each of the legs, both ways, right? So I have an idea of what the footprint is, and I'll build you like a little stand like I have on mine. So, but get me that today or tomorrow, and I can build it this weekend. All
right, I'll let you know, because I was thinking about trying to build one myself. You guys all talking about scrap wood and shit all day.
Well, there you go. You could do that too. I've been meaning to. I've told you like 5 times. Yeah, dude, I'll build it for you, no problem. And of course, I never come through.
My son wants to do like a project or something today, so maybe him and I will build a box.
Nice, I dig it.
Yeah, when I ran upstairs while we were getting connected and everything, my son was like, We're gonna do an activity today. I was like, give me a second, I'm working.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, when I was actually just out at your place recently, y'all had did a. He was really proud of it, that cardboard project with the little crane in there, like the arcade thing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, his school had like a cardboard, like who can make the coolest thing out of cardboard competition.
Yeah,
and he made a claw machine out of cardboard scraps.
That's awesome.
Yeah, except we got there and it was like obvious that all the parents had done it.
See, that's such a bummer, man.
Right?
That is a real bummer. Like when you're doing stuff with your kids like that definitely has to be like, let them fucking do it. Like a
kid had a full haunted house like the size of a shed that had like smoke coming out of the chimney and stuff. Yeah. And like I helped my son with a couple things, like some of the cardboard was too thick for him to really cut himself. Sure. But he made the whole thing. He painted it. I spray painted it so he could paint over it, but
that's cool.
Yeah, I helped very minimally, and it shot us in the foot. I should have just done
it. Damn slacking kids.
Like, all right, next year we're gonna wreck everybody.
Right. That's great. Well, it sounds like you got a lot of fun stuff going on in your garden, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was hoping that all those 8 seeds would pop.
Yeah.
So I want to try to scrog all of it.
Sure.
But we'll see. If not, I'll throw a handful of more seeds in.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they'll all pop then, the old ones and the new ones.
Yeah. You won't have a clue what's going on in there. You're like, what the fuck?
I don't know what any of these are.
That's great. What about you?
I had that happen. I had a seed not pop,
Yeah.
and then like a month later, it popped in the corner of the thing. I was like, "How'd you get over there?"
Yeah. Yeah. I've had that happen plenty of times.
Back when I was using straw for mulch, and the earth box would just start growing grass in it.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I had one actually with the Nancy Ray guns here. I planted a bunch and one of them just didn't come up. And then I culled all of the ones I was taking out, and I was like, oh shit. One of them popped at least within the last week, and they were already like 3-week-old plants that I was culling. So I was like, well, that one was like really, really long and delayed. So like, yeah, man, you never know. Like things will just pop. Like, sometimes they just take a while and they'll eventually come up. It is what it is.
Yeah. I also don't know where I got these seeds or who made them or
They're the speed run ones, right?
No, I already harvested all those.
Oh.
It is the 8 seeds I put in are I think it's Rockbud, Blue Slush, times Double Grape, times Grape Crinkle.
Huh. But you don't remember who the breeder was on that?
No. It was just I just had the bag just had that written on it. And it was like handwritten. So I think somebody made them and gave them to me.
Okay. Well, if you're listening, let us know who you are.
If you listen, yeah, call me out. Tell me what asshole I am for forgetting about you.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Well, that's cool, man. Paul, what about you? What do you got going on in your garden? Anything fun and new, exciting?
Yeah, so my small tent, I've got that pollen chucking project with the CBG, the sauce, and cherry NDT.
Mm-hmm.
My other tent, I've got a few sauces, the top or clone of that CBG, and then I've got Bangerine by Atlas. So that was those seeds were gifted to me. So we'll see. I mean, it's growing out pretty good structure.
Now is that photo auto?
They're all photos.
They're all photos. Okay.
The only reg was the cherry NDT.
Okay.
Everything else were femmes.
Cool.
So I recently got the other day. Alabrije had their drop. I got the Sunny T, so that's coming at some point. And then I think I'm done for a while buying seeds, because right before that I ended up getting an impulse buy somewhat. I got some landrace genetics. One from the Philippines, it's Kerbungan or something like that. Okay. And then the freebie was another landrace from Afghanistan. I think it's like Shirbangan or something. So that'll probably be another pollen chucking project down the road. The coldness is here, so there's no outside right now for me at least, and just fighting to keep the humidity in the veg tent right now.
That's a tough part of this this time of year. Yeah. It's like it's you turn off one piece of equipment, like, all right, well, summer's over, so the humidifier gets turned off, but then you're like, oh, I gotta turn on the dehumidifier gets turned off, and humidifier gets turned on, and brings on new struggles.
Yeah, so. I thought I'd get away with it this season inside, not having to break out the humidifier, but you learn more. I just want to do it right and get the most out of it. I already had the humidifier, so might as well turn it on.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, it's I'm kind of disappointed because I haven't gotten my grow going yet. And for how long I've been, doing the whole full room grow, it's been a real bummer having everything shut down. But God damn it, the freaking electricity has gotten so expensive, and the wife was just like, hey, you need to ease up a little bit. So I need to kind of step into it. And I think my biggest problem is that big white light that I have in my room. I added it in a little while ago, and I think that's when my electricity started hiking up. And I think that it just the problem is it wasn't very efficient. I don't know exactly if it's considered a good light, a bad light, but I have a feeling that it being such a large light and it's inefficient, that really spiked up my electricity bill. So the 4x4 is going to go up soon. I have not decided yet as to whether I'm going to put my earth boxes in there or if I'm going to do tray to grow. So I'm kind of in this weird spot where I don't know exactly what just yet. I've got to go over to the soil makers to buy new soil because I took all of my stuff that I've been growing in for the past 3 years inside, and I kind of have retired it outside. So that's that, and I've got to get those, but I've got a lot of fun stuff that I've got planned. It was originally I was gonna bring everything back up online. 4x4 is the breeding tent, and then I was gonna have my earth boxes underneath the big light. But I think we're just gonna have to do it in sections so I can verify how much is what's running what. Like how much is my 4x4 running at? How much is my large light running at? So we're gonna start with the 4x4. But I've got a lot of cool tester seeds that I'm going to be running. I've got some stuff from Outcast. And then I got some stuff recently from Alabrije. He sent me some of his CBD line. So some of that's going to go in there. And Outcast stuff. I'm really excited. This will be my first time. Like I just got accepted onto his tester team. So I'm excited to finally run his first testers that he sent out. So dude always has good stuff. Fortunately, I've never grown really big plants of his, but I've done some small bonsais and they've always turned out great. But everybody talks highly about him. And the flower that I have tried has always been top notch. So that'll be my I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks is my plan. Of course the buying the soil is never ever cheap. So it kind of, it's like, all right, I got to set aside at least a little over $100. And maybe that's why, maybe I will go with the tray to grow. Cause I grew pretty well in like 2 to 3 gallons and just put like eight pots in there and run them on a tray to grow. And at least I can get more numbers and kind of be able to run more things. So maybe that's what I'll do. Or 3 earth boxes.
Or both.
Or both. I like your thinking. I like this guy. But yeah, so that's my plan. Of course, I do have my little bonsai pollen chucking extravaganza going on. The males are dumping pollen everywhere. And I had an incident this past week where I forgot to water them, and I came up here and they were all wilted really bad. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. They've bounced back. They're definitely getting beaten up. Getting out of the swing of things I've found has been now really hard trying to get back in. So that's been really tough, but otherwise, yeah, my garden's going pretty good.
So if I could ask how are you going to use the pollen on are you just going to kind of leave it in the tent, let the air flow do its thing? Are you going to shake it above one of them? Or
I go in there and I beat them up every once in a while, but
all right.
Right now I've got there's 4 males in there. So the whole tent is bonsais. This is for the Alabrije bonsai grow along. Yep. And I decided, this year that I was just going to try to make some seeds. So I don't know how many exactly I have in there, but I saved 4 males. So 2 males from the 91 grapefruit, the RC from the Real Camo, and then I did 2 males of the Nancy Raygun number 1 pheno. So I have them just in there. Some of them, there was a male and a female in the same pot. And I decided, okay, well, I guess I'll just train them together. So like I've twisted them around. And my plant usually, once a male starts dropping the pollen and you can tell that the females have received it, you just get rid of the males. But I think just for the hell of it, just so I could see what this male does. And I'm not really in it for anything. I'm just this is a fucking around and finding out type thing. Right. So, I may just let the males continue to go just to see what they look like full term, if you will, as to, what they do. So, yeah, it's a mess in there. There is the pollen sacs have fallen everywhere. It's just riddled. There's just white dust all over everything. And, yeah, the females
sounds exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, getting into making seeds, and I know you feel it now as well, is the excitement of course, being able to grow and smoke it. That's great. But having this ability to be able to make those seeds, make something new that has never been in existence before, and nobody's ever had it, and now you've made something. It's addicting. You get making it, and you're like, okay, what's the next project? What's the next idea that I have? And then growing those out to see, was it good? Was it bad? So it's that is a whole nother addicting spiral rabbit hole to go down for sure. So yeah, I'm excited for it. But otherwise, yeah, I don't have much else going on. There is one thing that I wanted to do, and I specifically waited this long because this is going to go out to whoever the first 2 people are to get to myself. Well, or maybe we should say whenever we post this in our little announcements channel, we're going to do a little giveaway, but it's going to be a little bit different than we normally do, where we're going to set it up on there and everybody can just click the button. We at everybody and they just come in and just do whatever. When you were over here for that get together, you brought over a lot of your stuff that you'd made. I've only got a few things left, but I've got a roach clip here. There's 2 of them right there. Got that beautiful logo with his face on there that he doesn't like in front of which I think it's a wonderful, wonderful looking beard, sir.
Thank you.
And then we've got a pipe here and a pipe here. We're going to do 2 giveaways. This is going to be for the first 2 people that have gotten this far, that have listened to it. 2 winners. And all you've got to do is in that announcements channel, once we post it, the first 2 people to get to us and be like, let me get that wood. Something like that, right? Like, let me grab that wood or something. Think of something.
So you have to make an innuendo joke in our announcements channel.
I mean, it is on brand with us. So, I mean, it just kind of came to mind,
No purchase or dick jokes necessary.
No. So whoever the first 2 people are, you get it. So whoever's made it this far into the episode, just come over there and say that, and then hit me up in the DMs and give me your address, and I'll send these out. So thank you to Paul for bringing all that stuff over, dude. You do amazing work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No worries.
Absolutely. So other than that, where can we find you? Some of your socials. Do you have a website?
Yeah. So I've got a website, which is beardedwoodct.com. Actually have a code will be up later today for the Grateful Nerd community. So it'll be GNC 10 for a Grateful Nerd Collective, right? If you can see this podcast and you made it this far, you'll have the code. So it'll be good to the end of the year for anything off your purchase. Save a couple bucks. So that's my website, and then. Pretty much on all the major social media platforms, I'm Bearded Wood CT. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and it's all the same stuff on each, just a different platform to post it to, right? And then just recently, maybe the last 6-7 months, I've been getting into Discord. So that's the new up and coming. I think I really like it there. I don't speak much. I post some stuff, but very, very great sense of community there. So I'm Bearded Wood on Discord as well. You can catch me in the Grateful Nerd collective, plus some of the other ones.
Cool. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you coming to hang out, and yeah, we're gonna have to set up a time to hang out again for sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I appreciate it, Nerd. Thanks for having me on. Grateful. Thanks for having me on. Had a blast.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you, and we'll catch you all next time.
Awesome.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Y'all.